Big shout out to all the organizers and volunteers of the Mavericks Invitational Volleyball Tournament. Great job.
Hello and welcome to your Peace Country podcast.
On this episode, we have some more upcoming events, a new We Got It at Manic, and we talked to Justin about his window cleaning company, the Rugged Canuck Cleaning Co. Enjoy!
Cats and coffee are my two favorite things.
Come to Whiskers Cafe for the coffee and stay for the cats.
And now for upcoming events in the Peace Country.
The 30th Annual GP Women's Show will be happening at the Bonnets Energy Center from October 18th to the 20th. Trunk or Treat Car Show is happening Saturday, October 19th. Registration is $20 at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Show is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. and awards are after 4 p.m. at the True North Truck Wash. Bigger, Better, and Spookier on October 19th and October 20th, All Hallows Eve Market at the Elks Hall in Grand Prairie. The Next Chapter GP is having a spooky trivia night on October 11th. $15 per person, teams of 3 to 4 people, snacks and drinks available for purchase. Doors open at 7, trivia starts at 7:30. On October 9th, the Grand Prairie Farmers Market will be hosting their first annual night to support local. This event will be happening at the Jackpot Bar and Grill, with cocktails starting at 6 and supper at 6:30. Then there'll be some fantastic entertainment by Dream Dance Circus after supper. Tickets are $70. The Lion's Den will be having a video dance party on October 12th, put on by Freshly Squeezed Entertainment. On October 18th and 19th, the Grand Prairie Museum is putting on Heritage Village Folk Tales Tours. On October 26th, there'll be a rock tribute with a Kiss cover band at the Jackpot Event Center. Advanced seating, $35. Webster's Community Hall will be having a Christmas craft show on November 8th and November 9th. Northern Spirit Light Show will be starting on November 14th at Evergreen Park. And Kokanee Comedy Night at the Great Northern Casino every Wednesday.
If you have an event coming up and would like us to share on PcP, let us know at peacecountrypodcast@gmail.com.
Peace Country Podcast has a challenge for you. We will give you $100 cash if you spare a 710 split at Bowling Stone's 10-Pin Entertainment Center in Grande Prairie, Alberta.
And now it's time for We Got It at Manic with Ryan.
Stranger Things. I believe the TV show came out in 2016, and 2017 the second season came out, which I have both first and second season on. First it was the Blood Splatter edition, and the second one, which is really cool. If you see it, it's the Glow in the Dark edition. If you're looking for any Stranger Things vinyl, just come at me.
And we got it at Manic Records and Collectibles, located in the Prairie Plaza next to Audio Concepts.
And now for the Peace Country Spotlight.
We're here with Justin from the Rugged Canuck Cleaning Co. Justin, welcome.
Nice to be here. It's a beautiful morning.
Yeah. We're here outside the library because the library is closed, so we're making do. So what's your story? How did you get started in the window cleaning business?
Well, I grew up in a small town down in Natin, Alberta. And I kind of grew up with like my parents who kind of struggled all the time with money and whatnot, right? They'd always worked for somebody else, and like my dad was a hard worker, and you know, like everybody is. You know, everybody works hard, but when you work for someone else, you can only get so far in life, you know. And one of my biggest things is takes 2 words that can change your life completely, and that's you're fired. You know, my parents didn't always have a lot of money to give to me, so I felt, well, I got to go make my own money. So it started off with, you know, selling golf balls, sneaking onto the golf course at night in Nanton, and snagging golf balls out of the ponds, cleaning them up all week, and selling them with my buddy on the course on the weekends. And like from there, it kind of inspired me to, go out and make money on your own, and like, not relying on somebody else for a paycheck. And that's kind of always been where I've gone with my life. Is just I don't like relying on someone else when I know I can bet on myself and kind of get to where I need to be and always have money and food on the table for my family.
So what did you do before you got into the window cleaning business?
Well, I tried getting in with a coal mining company because they offered a pretty good schedule. It was 4 days on, 4 days off. So it seemed pretty good, but I couldn't quite get my foot in the door there. So I started working for a window cleaning company in Calgary called Manic. And they were pretty good to me, and I worked for them for a few months, and I kind of seen the potential on what windows can offer a guy. So anyways, I was working for Manic, and then finally got a phone call from the big mining corporation down in the Elk Valley and Sparwood, Elkford area. And from there, I went mining for the next 5 years when I was down there, and then found a better opportunity up here in Grand Prairie. But while I was down there, I always found myself scrounging for money and always kind of like never, living paycheck to paycheck. So when I was in the Crow's Nest Pass, I decided I'm going to start cleaning windows. So I made a couple Facebook posts, a couple ads, and then a couple days I had a whole bunch of work lined up. And then from there, the window cleaning never stopped. It kind of expanded into working every single day on my days off and then people kind of knowing about me and my name getting out there. And I had some pretty good supplemental income from the window cleaning, and then I ended up meeting my wife, and my wife, her name's Brittany. She took my company to the next level. Like without her, it was extremely difficult. She was always, people be phoning me while I'm at work where I'm not allowed to have my phone. So I was always trying to be sneaky about it, which isn't good. But I was trying to take phone calls, line up work, and since my wife kind of took over, she doesn't miss a phone call. She doesn't miss a text message. She's on it like right now, all the time. And she lines up my work week, so it just takes that extra stress off my plate. And she just kind of took my window cleaning company from some, side gig to a full-time job. And it was huge. It did us really well. And then I got offered an opportunity to come back up to Grand Prairie area where we are now. And I started working for a coal company in Tumbler Ridge, and worked there for a few years, but wasn't really liking it because I was always away from home. It was a better schedule, doing the 7 days on, 7 days off, lots of night shifts. And it just wasn't a great schedule. And we kind of forgot about the window cleaning company when I come up here because it just kind of faded away. And then I said to my wife, I'm like, let's get her going in Grand Prairie and see what we can go from there. And then spent a lot of hours knocking on doors and a lot of hours with Facebook posts and all kinds of marketing adventures, I would say, and trying to get work here and there, and it ended up paying off. And now that's kind of how we started. That's a little bit of my backstory, I guess.
Cool. So when did you first open your business in Grand Prairie?
Yeah, I started with a couple Facebook posts in 2021, and then the first year was a little bit of a struggle because you kind of had to find your groove, find your clientele. And I got a lot of my work out of Whispering Ridge where we originally lived, and a lot of those people were, great people. And from there, word of mouth took off, and it kind of goes a long way. And then, from there, it was just free time, I guess it would say, doing the door knocking and getting the clientele in the first year.
What experience are you looking for your customers to have?
So the biggest thing with us is I like to be very personable with all my customers. Like most of my customers, I could have I could call them up on the weekend and ask them how their weekend are going. I want our customers to know that we're trustworthy, that they can trust us, and that, we're not there just to price gouge. Like our prices are our prices, and they don't change. Like it doesn't change house to house. Like I don't charge your neighbor $800 and charge you $200. We keep everything the same. And to me, that builds a good repertoire with everybody, because then everybody can know that they can rely on the Rugged Canuck Cleaning Co., that we're going to come there and give them an honest quote every time. And if there's ever an issue, they can always call us back. And we're always there. We're not just some random guy in town with a pole and water cleaning windows. We're here, and we're here to stay, and we're not going anywhere. And I could call up any one of my customers today and be like, hey, Mickey, how's your day going? and she would have a great conversation with me. It's very, very personable experience with us, and we like to keep it that way.
What makes your business different, unique, and stand out?
I think it's got a lot to do with our name and the Rugged Canuck Cleaning Co. Where that came from was when I was trying to think of a good quality name for my business. I went back to think about Men in Kilts and what made Men in Kilts stand out, and that was people wanted big, burly, sexy men in kilts coming cleaning their windows. So I had to think of something that could be similar to that, and it brought me back to an old Simpsons episode where Marge was obsessed with brawny paper towel, and the reason she was obsessed with it and she dreamed about it was this big sexy lumberjack that they had on the front of it. So I thought to myself, what's Canadian, and what do people want to see? And I thought, a rugged Canadian. But rugged Canadian didn't really sit with me, and I thought, what's a slang word for Canadian? And I come up with Canuck, and the rugged Canuck. What better than having a big, sexy lumberjack, the rugged Canuck, coming and cleaning your windows?
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I'm quite outdoorsy, so I spend a lot of my spare time either golfing, which I love doing. Didn't get a whole lot of time this year to golf, but that happens. But hunting and fishing with my kids is probably one of the greatest things that I've introduced into my son's life. I just love being out in the bush with them. It's not even about going out there and harvesting an animal. It's just about being out there, seeing how much fun they have, and just enjoying the moment. Like my son Brooks, that kid can call an elk better than most grown men can, and he just uses his voice. And the kid is obsessed with it.
Is giving back to the community important to you?
Yeah, giving back to the community is something that we don't donate specifically to a certain charity or a certain church or whatever, but I find that keeping our money within our community is something that is very important to me because it helps our community grow as well. For instance, when it comes to charitable donations, I don't look at it as being charitable or trying to make ourselves look great in the end, but it's we watch social media for those people who struggle on social media. My son's scooter got stolen, and I'm a single mother, and I can't afford to give it back to him. That was his favorite thing. We'll reach out to those kind of people, and we'll help get them that new scooter or get them that new bike or whatever it is, right? So Christmas time comes. Christmas time's hard for everybody. It's hard for us, it's hard for everybody. But I do put away a little extra money so that every Christmas, if there's a family in need that we know needs a little extra, we always go out of our way to buy, them either Christmas presents or a turkey dinner or whatever it is, right? That's the way we give back. We don't specifically donate to a certain church or a charity. We just give back to the community when people genuinely need it. And that's how we like to keep our business.
All right, man. Thanks for hanging out with us and telling us about your business. How do people get a hold of you and get their windows cleaned?
Well, you can find us on Facebook at the Rugged Canuck Cleaning Co. You just type that into your search bar and we'll pop up. Or you can go on Google and type Window Cleaning Grand Prairie if you can't remember our name, and our name will be the first one that pops up. We're number one on the list, so it works out that way. Or you can email us at theruggedccc@gmail.com and book a cleaning that way as well. There's lots of ways to do it, and my wife's always going to answer the phone. We don't care if it's 1 a.m. My wife has answered phone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and has booked people for the next morning. So she doesn't miss a call. So feel free to reach out anytime.
That's 780-832-1390.
That's right.
All right, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm thinking about college this fall. What should I know?
Did you know there are tax credits available such as the Refundable Canada Training Credit and the Tuition Tax Credit that you may be eligible for?
Cedar CPA, we have the answers. Find us on Instagram.
That's all we have for you this week. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Please hit those subscribe, shares, and likes, and we'll be back here next week. Enjoy. This podcast only works because you listen. So thank you for listening.
What would you like to hear on PCP? Let us know by email, peacecountrypodcast@gmail.com.
22 Media.